do you have a story that you can share with the audience here, maybe of recent or one that just comes top of mind that you did an autopsy on the file? It was a file that you lost and that you now corrected, and you know going forward it won't be a mistake that you'll make.
Yeah, for sure. So, kind of when I do an autopsy, I like to look at a few things. Number one, why did you lose the file? Was it a communication breakdown? Did you say something that maybe offended the client? Did you not respond to an email for 3 days? And then from there, who did you lose it to? Was it a better rate? Was it just better service provided by another broker? Then lastly, can you win that client back? Because there's a lot of the times that people say, hey, I won't pay for an appraisal. I won't do a buy down. But if you can win the client back, it's better to have a little bit less money in your pocket. It's still money in your pocket at the end of the day.
So
So
you did all that upfront work. Why not?
exactly, you're already there. You might as well wrap it up and close the deal. But a story of one I lost for sure was this client. He had pretty good income. Everything was working. He was buying an investment property. We had broker complete on the file, and he just sent me this kind of like email that I should have typed a response and like not fired it, but I sent him like a sassy one back, and I was like, oh, fuck, why did I do that? I know that this
You
kind of
did
guy.
that?
I did. I was having a bad day, and I
That was
just
sarcasm.
yeah, fuck you. Anyway, so I fired him a sassy message back, and I was like, you know what, like, feel free to shop around, but like, this is gonna be whatever I said to him. It wasn't in the spirit that I usually operate. And he ended up coming back being like, "Hey, you know what? Like I went to my credit union. They're giving me the exact same rate, but I feel like they're treating me a little bit better, so I'm going there." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I totally understand." So,
Yeah.
some like in that case, I realized if you're having a bad day, type your response, don't fire it right away. Just things like that. Like, in hindsight, you realize scenarios you could have controlled better by having better self control or better control of the environment around you, so you're not impacted by things. And I think a lot of that we've implemented. So response to that was like that day I was like kind of family stuff, but I was also getting peppered by like my phone disturbing me. My flow wasn't setting in. Now I do my time blocking. I've got my phone on silent. So it's like I just wouldn't put myself in that position again. So key takeaway though, for sure.
Yeah, and it happens, and I find I'm still, even though you tell yourself like, "Hey, don't really get sensitive or overworked on a client asking like, hey, this person offered me or this bank offered me this rate. Can you match it?" It's like sometimes money talks, and I get it. I get why people want a lower rate. At the end of the day, it's like you're say like if I was in those shoes myself, like I would want a lower rate for my family as well, save some money. So just don't overreact to it. Take your time and react to that later. So I've had the same situation too. And one story I can tell is back in my, actually, I think it was like not last year, but the year before. So 2 years ago, in the process, I was still kind of learning like little tips and tricks. Like I'll give an example here with Scotia. You don't need, if it's conventional, you don't need a 90-day bank statement history to show the closing costs as well. Or sorry, that's what it was. I didn't have closing costs to show for the purchase, but with Scotia, you don't need to show that. You just need to show the down payment in a 30-day statement. But I didn't know that, and I kept asking this client for documents, and she was just kind of giving me a hard time about it. And she ended up walking away to RBC, and I asked her why, and she said honestly, like the process near the end was like very clunky, and you were asking for too many documents, and it didn't make sense to me as you why you kept asking that. So those are things that I'm always mindful of. Like if you can collect the documents up front and not keep peppering in separate emails and separate touch points, try to do it all at once. Even if it's painful to write out that list of docs, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be much more painless for that client on the other end.
Exactly. And I think we've taken a few steps here as well for when it comes to documents and someone resists and says, "Why do I need to send you this? I've sent you so much already." I now just record a quick Loom video. I'm like, here's your application. Here's why I'm asking it. Here's what the lender's looking for. And here's what you need to provide. Can we get there? Do you need help getting there? And you just kind of give a more of a supportive role, but also a reason why. So many people don't action things if they don't understand the motivation behind it. They're just like, oh, this guy's just being a pain in the ass. When it's like, no, they need this for a reason X, then they're more likely to do it.